What if glass never existed? What if we hit the undo button and unvented glass from the universe? Let's split the timeline and create a universe where humanity only discovers transparent plastics in the 20th century, skipping glass entirely. For millennia, humanity has shaped its destiny through fire, stone, and metal. But imagine a world where one of our most transformative materials never existed. No windows, no lenses, no glass. In our world, monks in the 13th century crafted the first spectacles made of ground glass lenses, allowing them to keep copying manuscripts into old age. In the glass-free timeline, aging scribes simply lose their ability to read fine text. Homes are dim, temples are sealed, and cathedrals never glow with stained glass light. Scholars squint at manuscripts, astronomers chart the heavens with naked eyes, and physicians never glimpse the invisible enemies of disease. Without glass, humanity's vision, both literal and scientific, remains blurred. And without glasses, millions just muddle through life, never really seeing clearly. Monks retire early, jewelers, surgeons, and scholars lose their craft as their eyes fade. Intellectual careers rarely extend beyond middle age, and wisdom itself dims with age. Explorers set sail without telescopes to guide them. Voyages are longer, riskier, and delayed by centuries. In medicine, epidemics rage unchecked. No microscopes reveal the microbial world. The Industrial Revolution arrives, but factories glow dimly. Electric light exists, but without safe glass bulbs, it flickers dangerously, never illuminating the world as it did in ours. Then, in the laboratories of the 20th century, a miracle. Chemists discover transparent plastics. For the first time in history, humanity sees through something other than air or water. Plastic windows brighten homes. Eye lenses arrive centuries late and finally sharpen our vision. You see, we wouldn't call them eyeglasses if glass never existed, so they'd likely be called eye lenses. Or perhaps we just call them spectacles. Or maybe even plasticles, combining plastic and spectacles into one. Perfect for marketing. Introducing plasticles, frames of freedom, lenses of life. From blur to brilliance, the future has never looked so clear. Suddenly, millions who had resigned themselves to fading sight can read, work, and create again. Older adults re-enter the world of books, newspapers, and eventually screens. Literacy rates surge, not because schools improve, but because vision correction finally exists. Microscopes and telescopes are born in the same decade. Surgeons extend their careers. Scholars publish into old age. Artisans return to their crafts. The intellectual workforce doubles almost overnight. Science explodes forward. Doctors peer into cells, astronomers into galaxies. Vaccines, antibiotics, and modern surgery arrive in a rush because the scientific tools that made them possible now exist. Cities transform as skyscrapers gleam with plastic windows and safe electric light finally floods the night. The digital age erupts late but violently. Fiber optics, computers, and global communication racing to catch up with centuries of lost time. We've now caught up to current day. Morning begins in a high-rise apartment. The walls are lined with translucent plastic panels. Light seeps in, but never with the clarity that we have in our world. Outside, the skyline is a softened silhouette. Cars glide past with curved plastic windshields, safe but a touch hazy. In hospitals, doctors peer through polymer lenses into microscopes barely a century old, still unlocking secrets our world discovered long ago. At night, families gather around plastic screen devices. The internet exists, but connections stutter, carried by copper cables or fragile polymer strands. Long-haul, high-bandwidth, low-latency internet, the kind we take for granted in our world, wouldn't be possible without glass. With no glass alternative, plastic dominates every sector: architecture, medicine, electronics, communication, and all that plastic piles up quickly. The world is brighter than ever before, but it's also drowning in waste. In our timeline, our world grew into clarity through glass. In theirs, it came all at once, dazzling, overwhelming, and plastic. Civilizations are built not just on ideas, but on materials: stone, steel, metal, plastic, and glass. Remove one and the story of humanity bends in unexpected ways. This is the world without glass. What would you miss the most? Subscribe and see what we undo next.